Welcome to my channel. This is IntuitiveEdge, your host, and we are going to be taking a look at what's going on in our world. And today it's time to take a look at our month ahead for the month of June. So I'm going to be shuffling up the cards and we're going to take a look at the energies surrounding this month and what might be happening. I will be right back and we will get started. Okay, so what do we have going on this month? Well, in the political realm, looks like we may be seeing some interesting things happening. I have the Tower card coming out. The energy of the Tower card kind of brings a lot of change whether you like it or not. Change that sometimes may feel unwelcome or unwanted, but things are changing nonetheless. It's crossed by the Burden card. So there's something about taking on a burden or extra responsibility or something heavy and weighty coming down in the political realm that's going to cause some people to feel like they are taking on maybe more than they can bear. It's going to feel really unbearable to some people in politics. And so look for that. Look for some fireworks, perhaps, things that are kind of explosive regarding politics for the month of June. And it's going to feel like a heavy weight on some. That's going to feel like the obstacle there. Now on society, I've got the Justice card. Now the Justice card coming in, bringing balance, wanting justice, wanting to tip the scales in favor of doing the right thing. And it's crossed by a king. So there's something about that society is concerned with regarding justice for a king. It could be a leader, a political leader, it could be somebody in leadership in general, but there's something about justice for a king, and society is going to be either fighting for that, wanting that. It's going to be something of a focus on society in general, justice for a king or a leader. Okay, and maybe that's what causes the chaos, or maybe the chaos comes first in the political realm, and it's like justice for that. I feel that they're somehow related, so we'll see what happens there. Financial markets got a little softer energy with this Six of Cups, kind of a nice card here. And it's crossed by a messenger. Now that nice card, a little bit more gentle energy with the financial markets. So I don't think the financial markets are going to be as volatile as the political. Sometimes they mirror each other, but I think that financial market's going to feel a little nicer energy than the politics. For whatever reason, politics is kind of in the hot seat for today. All right, so next we have, let me flip this off so that it doesn't beep again. Okay, next I've got what's going to be in the news, and I've got this card, kind of the lap of luxury, I like to call that card, but it's really taking stock over what you value, what is important to you, and this, let me see here. I'm getting this sense of a divide or a segregation almost. It feels like some type of widening of the gap between the haves and the have-nots. It feels like there's some expectation building, some entitlement mentality perhaps, or something building on the expectation level. And I'm feeling like it's not balanced. There's something about the polarity of it. It's not balanced in terms of the other side. Okay, I'm getting something about a surplus and the supply. It's almost like it's being misdirected or misappropriated. And I don't know, this is on what's in the news. So perhaps there's something coming that has to do with like hoarding wealth or getting something, more of a divide between those that have and those that don't, a widening of the gap, but also mismanagement on behalf of those that have. It's like the resources are not being adequately distributed, and this could cause some problems. It's like the distribution is being mismanaged. It's the best way I can describe what I'm feeling. And the supply is not getting to those that need it most. Okay, and I don't know what this is about. I'm just seeing that there's some almost hoarding going on with keeping the supplies artificial. And I think it's an unfair business practice that perhaps a large company is engaged in, where they're keeping the supply and the distribution in an artificial state. And so it is causing a disruption in the actual levels that get dispersed to the people at the bottom. And so these people at the top are manipulating the supply. And again, I don't know what this is about, so I know, I'm sorry, this sounds really abstract. I just have to tell you what I'm seeing. It's feeling I'm getting. So I think it's somebody who's being there. It could be a company, but they're involved in something that is mismanaging supply and inserting something artificial between supply and demand, and it's causing perhaps disruption that doesn't need to happen in the supply chain. It's like it's going to be blamed on something else, like weather or something else, but it's actually being deliberately engineered by people on the inside with ulterior motives. So, regarding the news this month, I guess this is a caution to not take stories at face value that have to do with supply and demand. If there's some disruption in supply, it's being purposely done, and it's not organic. It's not something that can be just blamed on a disruption that's, out of our hands. No, it's in your hands and you're manipulating things. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. All right. There's something going on. Okay. On the behind the scenes card, we have a messenger. This is the Page of Wands. Now, what I see with this, what's coming to me in the artwork, in the message, is somebody is cheating or being cheated. And I don't know how to explain this other than to give the example of like a lead bar that's dipped in gold. And so the gold coats it, and so it looks like a gold bar, but not until you drill into it do you discover that it's not all gold. And so that's what I'm sensing here. Now, that gold was just an illustration. I'm not sure what this is referring to, and I think it's going back to this other card, what I just described, being in the news about somebody being, disrupting the supply. But this is like you're getting a product that is tainted, or it's not what it says it's not what it's supposed to be. And it's like you have to really look inside to know what the actual product is because it's not being marketed correctly. We may have to just wait and see this month play out to know what this is really talking about. But there's something I'm getting, like you get like a shipment on a shipping container and it says it's one thing, but until you go looking on the inside and you actually take inventory of what is actually on the shipping container, you're not going to know the truth. And there's something that is being covered up and hidden from view, but it's cheating. It's cheating. Um, and this is something that somebody is new. It's like it's new. They're trying this out to see what they can, is it like seeing what they can get away with? Okay, whether these things are related or not, in the news we've got that one thing going on with shady business practices, and then this also of shady business practices too. I think it has to do with a business. Now, it may be two separate things, or it could be that these two things are kind of related, disrupting the supply chain and also marketing something that is faulty, or you're not above board with what you're really doing. And I'm getting like, and I don't know if it could be, I know there was something back a couple of years ago that was brought to our attention that we were being, that our steel was really kind of cheap grade and crap that we were getting. And it was being imported from China and elsewhere, but there was a big to-do, I don't know if you guys remember that, in the news about the steel, but then we started making our own steel here that was actually decent and quality. So this could be a quality issue, marketing something, trying to mass produce something that maybe the quality is really suspect because it's not above board and you're not getting what you're saying you're delivering. So anyway, all right, enough of that, but there's something going on and it's kind of fishy in the month of June. So hopefully, maybe if the two are related, whatever we see coming out in the news regarding something like this probably has a tie-in with that other thing I'm seeing with the quality being substandard and being passed off as legitimate or good or whatever. Okay, and the final outcome for this, we've got the Knight of Swords coming in for this month. The card of taking aggressive action and doing what needs to be done. And that's interesting because it's facing right into this other card that I was feeling that weird feeling with on the behind the scenes of some shady business practices going on. So perhaps this is a card, you're getting to the bottom of something, taking action. So it looks like there may be some corrective action. Maybe that's what this is about. Maybe it's going to come out in June that there's been some kind of shady business supply and demand thing going on. And it's either coming out or there's something that's going to be bringing it to the forefront and getting it fixed or looked at or perhaps under more scrutiny. Anyway, maybe put a stop to it, whatever it is. Doesn't sound good. Okay. All right, let me see what else I get for this month, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, underneath all of this, we've got the Ace of Wands. This is a card of creative action. Nice card. And it's got a great creative energy with it. So this is a month of getting things moving, getting things in action, taking action, initiative. So anything in terms of in your personal life, this is a good month to get out there and get things going. New projects are favored. Anything that's creative, something that maybe you've been thinking about doing for a while, this might be the month to step out and do and just see where that takes you, because that's good energy with that Ace of Wands underneath. So perhaps we'll see some good things coming out in the month of June, perhaps related to that justice thing, this justice card that we got for society, and the king over it. So some type of justice for a leadership position or something along those lines. But really good card on taking initiative. So that's what I have for this month ahead. So we'll see what happens in the news. Again, sometimes I don't get things like real specific. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this was a feeling that's kind of had to talk through it. So we'll have to wait and see what that's all about. Maybe by the end of the month, we'll have a better understanding of what that was all referring to. Okay, all right. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time. Everybody take care and have a happy June. Bye for now.